My E30 is cranking but not starting, so let's try to figure it out. Maybe this video will help someone else. So the first thing I'm going to do is check fuse 11, which is 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. That's good. This is the fuel pump relay. So that's fine. Then go to here, to this relay panel. This is the fuel pump relay. This is the main relay. I replaced the fuel pump relay, cranked the car, no change. What you can do, see if it's working, so you can take that out. You can make a little jumper, so just 2 connectors and some wire, and then plug it into this spot right here. And then you're gonna plug it into the spot right here, and you should hear like a little high-pitched squeal coming from the fuel pump under your rear seat. I don't know if we can hear it, but we'll try it. Alright, so that, I don't know if you could hear it, but that's what we got going on. So that's what I tried. That's on 30 and 87. Plug the relay back in. Hold up, do I have this in the right spot? Don't worry about that later. Main relay is right here. Maybe test that out, see if that is part of the problem. Okay, I'm also going to test the voltage. I just thought of this now. So I'm going to poke red into there and ground it out somewhere on here and see what we got. So we've got 11.9 volts. So we're getting 11.9 out of that side too. Let's check the main relay, see what we're getting out of there. Okay, so put that in there. Oops. Shove that one in here. See what we got. Sorry for my bad camera work. Take that over there. I get 12.4 at the main relay. On 30. I try 87. Ground it out. We're getting 12.4, so that's interesting. Let me think about that real quick. I'm just gonna guess that's probably fine with the voltage difference. So next thing I'm gonna do is see if I'm getting fuel pressure, and I don't have a fuel pressure gauge, so we're gonna just eyeball it, I guess. Okay, also I ended up being really stupid and undoing this and just trying to take this thing out, and when I tried to release this, I thought this was a fuel filter. This is a pressure regulator, apparently. I had no idea. Anyway, I undid that clamp and I tried pulling it out, and as soon as I released a little tension, big burst of fuel everywhere. So I think it might be safe to assume it's getting pressure, maybe not enough pressure, but a fair amount of pressure, which should be enough to start the car. So just now I thought I had some starting fluid I bought from AutoZone, and I thought I'd spray it into this intake boot. So I undid this clamp, just opened it up a little bit and got a little squirt in, cranked the car, and it sputtered a little bit, so that's kind of leading me to guess that it's still a fuel issue. Okay, so basically what I decided, since I was getting what I thought was spark from that sputter, I wanted to check the next thing in the line, which is the crank position sensor. It is the one on this circle thing. I don't know BMWs. It's this thing, and it's the one closest to the actual engine. The one on the outside, I don't know what that is, but this is the crank position sensor right here. It's kind of hard to unplug with one hand, but I unplugged it. That side was easy. And so, sorry, I forgot. And then I unplug it and I ran the multimeter. I tested the resistance it was getting, and I got like 19,000 and 0 on all 3 sensors, or all 3 picks on the sensor. So that was a little strange. It's supposed to read 540. So I'm figuring I wasn't getting a good signal. But the crank position sensor was only like 30 bucks. So I went ahead and replaced it. Okay, so over here is the crank position sensor. It's that black thing. It's right there. The way they ran the wire, at least on the last car, and it seems like how it's normally wired, it goes through all of this mess. So when someone's trying to replace it in the video, they took out all of this, drained the radiator and all. I didn't feel like doing that. I'm not doing that. So basically, there's a screw right here. It's a hex piece. I think it's a 5. Mine was stripped, like, really bad. I've never seen anything stripped that bad before. So I sprayed some PB Blaster on it, waited a couple days, came in with the vice grips, and it came right off. It was a pain in the butt. I tried a bunch of other things, but that's what worked for me. So I plugged it in, I unplugged the other one from the other side, and I just cut it with wire cutters and pulled it out. So put a new bolt in, and I'm wiring it from down here. I'm wiring it up. It doesn't touch the exhaust, or I'm sorry, the valve cover or any exhaust. So I think it should be fine. I wired it over, put it in the car. Then I started it, and it started up like first try. This best start this car has ever had since I've owned it. So the no start was the crank position sensor. The steps I went through first is I checked relay, checked power of the fuel pump had power, checked main relay power, had power. Went and checked spark with the starting fluid into the intake, had spark. Next thing I wanted to check was whether or not it was getting to the ignition or the computer or something along that line. Basically, crank position sensor went out, wasn't sending signal, wasn't getting signal, however that works with the computer, so that ended up being the issue. I replaced it. It's a pretty easy replacement if the bolt is not stripped. New problem though, so turned it on, the RPMs fall off. It kind of like stalls out when you let off the gas. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this. I believe this is the idle control valve. So right now we're going to take this off.